city's alive. Clock strikes 12. We're ready to dive down the street where the neon hums. Our little escape. The workday succumbs. Tables wait. The bar's got that swing. Glasses clink. Hear the ice cubes sing. Liquid lunch. Pour it smooth. Let it flow. Friends round the table where the good times grow. Raise a glass. Let the worries slip away. Liquid lunch. We're living for today. There's Troy laughing with his gin and a grin, telling stories about where he's been. Boomer's got whiskey, he's loosening his tie, chasing dreams under a midday sky. The bartender knows us, he's mixing with flair. Every sip's a moment we're happy to share. Liquid lunch, pour it smooth, let it flow. Friends round the table where the good times grow. Raise a glass, let the worries slip away. Liquid lunch, we're living for today. The clock don't matter, we're lost in the vibe. Jazz in the air, feel the soul come alive. From martinis to bourbon, we're riding the wave. Stealing this hour, it's the freedom we crave. The sun's still shining, but we're in our zone. This bar's our shelter, our temporary home. One more round before the world calls us back. Savor the moment, keep the blues in the rack. We'll laugh and we'll toast till the afternoon fades. Memories made in these liquid escapades. Liquid lunch, pour it smooth, let it flow. Friends round the table where the good times grow. Raise a glass, let the worries slip away. Liquid lunch, we're living for today. So here's to the daylight, the drinks and the fun. Our liquid lunch, till the next one comes. With a wink and a smile, we'll be back real soon. Chasing that jazz under the high noon.
Salud. Happy Monday. Or at least I hope it's a happy Monday. If it's not, I wish you a happy Monday. Let's get this week started off right. Welcome back to Liquid Lunch. First in is Mark Melnikoff. Says, I'm here first. I claim the chat in the name of the Klingon Empire. I finally got here before Big Al presents. To which Big Al responds, you beat me. My nurse was giving me my bath and helped in taking down my Christmas tree. Happy Monday, Liquid Lunchers. Hope everyone had a nice weekend. Have a great show, Troy. Yes, thank you so much, my friend. Netter comes in to call me the love of her life. She is back at the grindstone today. I can only imagine how much work she found waiting for her since she has been off work since the week of Christmas. Wow. That's just wow. Yeah. She asks all of you to like, share, subscribe, become a member, leave a comment, gift a membership. And so far, all the names that I'm seeing have already done all of those things. Leanne, hello. I hope you're still at home and I hope you are on the mend. I hope you are doing very, very well. You have had a rough go of it going into this new year, but I hope things are looking up for you. my Monday morning musing. Everyone else feel like we are playing the strategy game Risk in real time. I've always felt that that's because Risk always did look like, actual world politics. So, that's always been the case. Tired Midnight Blogger. Yes, it's lunchtime so that you can come in and join us. So glad you're here. A lot of people protesting in Iran. Could be good. Could be another crap show. Absolutely right. I've been following a bunch of Iranian nationals on YouTube talking about the situation there. And I shared at least one of them with Mark Melnikoff. I was actually really surprised to find out how many people in Iran just are not fired up about their government. I guess you always just assume. You don't like the government. You don't like whatever. You assume that this is the government the people want. That's not the case. Interestingly, you have a ethnically Iranian community there that is not really interested in the Arab influence that has moved in and taken over. This whole idea of a religious group moving in, taking over the government, enforcing their religious laws on you, people tend to not appreciate that too much. And it's been happening throughout history. If you know, you know. Just look into the Crusades and why they happened. And then start looking around and seeing history repeating itself. Just saying. Hail, Connie Cleary. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Birdwoman of YouTube, Fluff Chick Productions. Jonathan Conroy says, hail all, smash the like button and enjoy the show. Thank you so much. Please do all those things. Deleted Scenes says, salute. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. That's right. You don't have to work now on Mondays. Again. Good, good, good. Like, share, subscribe, comment, become a member, gift a membership. Please do all of those things. Netter's giving me an update here. She says, I'm slogging through 101 emails, 15 Salesforce cases, and 58 Jira tickets, which I'm sure your coworkers were so pleased to keep warm for you and not touch them so as not to disturb your work. Geek Flag with Nate Knows says, like, share, subscribe, comment, become a member, and if you were going to give a super chat of $5 or more, why not gift a membership instead and make our family grow? Yes, please do all those things. Let's see. FKC 2005, also known as Tim. Is it 1980s again? You said member. You said member. Yes, exactly. Gosh, no, I wish it was the 1980s again. Oh, gosh. Yes, so Netter is basically at her dilithium mine. That's exactly right. All right, let's get to it. So I did have some thoughts that I wanted to share and did not and had everything planned out that I was planning to share. Hold on a second. Let me share my screen here. And then I see this news article, and it just kind of pushed everything out of my mind. This could very easily also be a WTF Wednesday, but it's not Wednesday. But now this is on my mind, and I have to think about it. Nate says he's sorry he couldn't make the Doctor Who watch. If I had quite a honeydew list Sunday, and I was tired as a mother. I totally understand that. That's perfectly fine. I understand. I am going to be moving back the show, the Doctor Who stream to a half hour earlier after seeing Deleted's reserved seats yesterday and talking with him about what his schedule for Sunday is going to be like. I'm like, okay, I can build in another half hour, get people in a little bit earlier, because I know that is really, really late on a school night. Jenny Blogger, welcome, says there will be a Who Framed Roger Rabbit Part 2. The author-owner has full creative control after Disney sold it back. Yeah, and I'll be interested to see if there is anything about the character that Disney is able to retain rights to, preventing him from touching certain story points. But I would be eager to see a new Roger Rabbit from someone other than Disney. Reason being, let's get to this article that I've got up here. Zootopia 2 becomes Disney Animation's highest grossing film ever. This is from Trevor Denning over at That Park Place. And I saw this and I'm like, that doesn't sound right. And all morning I was just kind of, you know? Then I started thinking, well, maybe it's the highest grossing film ever because of inflation, right? It literally has the highest dollar value, but that's because it's modern dollars. I don't know. So let's get into it. Connie says, I had heard about Roger Rabbit 2 ages ago. Yes, but I do believe there was rights related issues. It was all tied up, and now it seems that is resolved. So we may see that moving along sooner than later. So let's get into this. At the end of a rough year for the company, Disney had a historic win. Zootopia 2 has become Walt Disney's Animation's highest grossing movie ever with $1.46 billion at the global box office. Previously, the record was held by 2019's Frozen 2 with $1.45 billion. While many of the company's 2025 releases like Snow White, Captain America, Brave New World faltered at the box office, Zootopia 2 could provide a template for projects in other franchises. Well, I really don't remember any of the actors in Zootopia 2, pushing away, large segments of the community, alienating you if you didn't like some aspect of Zootopia, and just being overall insufferable. Just saying. Don't remember any alterations to Zootopia 2 over Zootopia 1. Like the fox isn't being played by a lynx, and the rabbit isn't being played by a chipmunk. So, just saying. Anyway, I digress. A little smug there. Significantly, the sequel to the 2016 Oscar-winning... words are hard. Significantly, the sequel to the 2016 Oscar winner dramatically outperformed recent standalone animated films like Strange New Worlds and Wish. Gee, shocker there. Let's go back to Strange New World. Everything that I was just saying that this one didn't do, that one did do. Just anyway. Alienating half of your audience and so forth. Content that parents don't want their kids exposed to. Both of these projects received backlash for pushing ideologies that were unpopular with many families. I didn't lump Wish into that because I have no clue what Wish is or what it was about. Zootopia 2, however, adhered to the proven formula that makes the original a billion-dollar hit. Zootopia 2 didn't just ride the wave started in the first film. It picked up speed. On December 12th, the Walt Disney Company reported that Zootopia 2 would cross the $1 billion mark at the global box office after only 17 days in release, setting a new speed record for a PG film to cross that threshold. Zootopia 2 becomes the company's highest grossing film to date, and got there fast. Gee, it's almost like we still need cinemas for studios to make money. That's what I'm getting here. Jared Bush, Chief Creative Officer, Walt Disney Animation Studios, said this milestone means the world to us. Excuse me. This milestone means the world to us because more than anything, it means audiences are coming to theaters for a shared experience of watching this movie on the big screen. Let me read that again. More than anything, it means audiences are coming to theaters for a shared experience of watching this movie on the big screen. Hello, Netflix! Do you hear that? Or do you not like making money? Since 2020, many industry insiders have feared that audiences had been trained to wait for a movie to come to streaming. They kind of have, but you can easily overcome that if the movie is so good, people want to see it immediately. Yeah, you actually have to put out a good product to get people to pay for it. Shocker, surprise! You know, humans have known this for as long as we've been engaging in commerce. Zootopia 2 broke its records at the box office, proving that families will still go to theaters for the right movie, possibly more than once. It's not just Disney that is thankful for the record-breaking run of Zootopia. Struggling theater owners are benefiting as well. Yes, they are. The film's appeal wasn't limited to American audiences either, as international turnout proved massive. Yeah, there wasn't anything in it that offended international audiences either. The 2025 $1 billion club. Deadline reported on New Year's Eve that Zootopia 2 made $333 million domestic and $1.13 billion abroad, with the Chinese box office accounting for $563.1 million alone. Is that Disney's take home? Because I doubt it. What is the take home? Like 10, 20%? You know, so they only got about 50 to 100,000, 100 million out of that. But whatever. It's how they report it. You know, puff their chests up. The numbers changed substantially when the movie experienced a surprising January 1 surge in China. The movie, which had already been out for 6 weeks, outperformed the 2-week-old Avatar Fire and Ash, 14.67 million to 11.51 million. Yeah. I hear the blue people are getting a little old and stale. Only 3 movies made over $1 billion in 2025, and 2 of them were from Disney. The live-action Lilo and Stitch remake, ended the year at $1.03 billion, but China's Ne Zha 2, with $2.15 billion, is the top-grossing animated movie of all time. Still, with little competition in the coming weeks, Zootopia 2 will likely bring in more money at home and abroad. As popular as the movie has been and continues to be, Disney will undoubtedly set its focus on more sequels in established IPs with global appeal. Disney has yet to confirm a Zootopia 3. It's happening. I mean, Disney's stupid, but they're not that stupid. However, given the second film holds the title of Disney Animation's highest grossing film, it's all but certain. The ending of Zootopia 2 left the door open for more stories, and Bush has even teased the idea of a Keanu Reeves cameo as Baba Yama. I get that reference down the line. More importantly, the film's success reinforces a simple lesson for Disney. Building on proven concepts and expanding them thoughtfully remains one of the most reliable ways to connect with a global audience. Shocking surprise! Who would have guessed it? That's just amazing. What are you guys in here saying? Give me just a second. Let me back up a little bit. Wow, you guys have been busy here. Sorry, I'm having a hard time finding the beginning here. Starting with Real Wade Nation gaming clips. I sent you 2 pics just now, Troy. Well, I won't see them until after the stream if you just sent them to me now, will I? But thank you so much for sending those to me. Sorry, you guys are talking to each other. Sometimes I'm going to bring up your side comments. Troy, I also heard from 2 different YouTubers that Alex Kurtzman is officially out of the Star Trek business. We're just waiting for the official announcement. Yes, and if it's the 2 YouTubers that I think you're thinking of, I actually believe they have separate sources, so they are actually corroborating each other and not referring to the same rumor or what have you. And as I said, I've seen this coming actually for a while now. I had said that Paramount was absolutely not interested in continuing with Kurtzman, and Kurtzman has been pulling a whiny crybaby on them, making it even less likely they would continue to work with him. So I am not surprised at all. Now, watch for the Kurtzman Trek to be decanonized. They may not do it overtly. They may just never reference it again. But for legal reasons, they can no longer use Kurtzman, anything that was clearly Kurtzman Trek, those uniforms, those ships, character names, plot points in history. If it came out under Kurtzman, Paramount overall cannot use it. What they can use is the original, in quotes, prime timeline. Snow White, the good Disney version, is number 10 on the list of highest grossing films if you include inflation. Thank you for telling me that. I didn't see anything about adjustment for inflation in this article. So I was wondering, how this was breaking down, specifically in the US. Yeah, I kind of figured. The $2 billion is worldwide. Fair enough. Theaters just need to lower their prices, add a few more concessions, and we'll come back in waves. Well, I don't know what cinemas you've been going to, but they've got concessions like you wouldn't believe. I mean, they've got every kind of snack you can think of, and they're starting to have full meals, hot dogs and burgers and French fries, and you can, like I said, you can get a whole meal there. I do believe that this means this past year had $3 billion movies, but that means nothing to all the flops they had through 2025. They've lost more money than they've made. This is true, but let me tell you why it matters. They were trying to make the argument to justify all their failures that, we're not seeing billion-dollar films anymore. We have never rebounded since the coup. People aren't going to movies anymore. This is proof that they are. If you do it right, if you do movies people want, if you don't alienate your audience, you get billion-dollar movies again. So that's why it's important. Yes, you're right. they've made $3 billion movies and still net lost billions and billions. But this is proving it can still be done. Guess what? Tron Ares coming out on Disney Plus on the 7th. I'm going to do a watch-along stream on Rumble. You and Ned are invited. I might take you up on that because I have not seen Tron Ares. And it would be a great opportunity for me to do so. So yeah, I'd be interested. Shoot me the deets. Let me know. With the standard deals we have with China, Chinese theaters and movie companies of America only take home 22%. Yeah, okay. I thought it was like 20, something like 20%. Yeah. Goodbye, Alex. Well, maybe. Might catch on. Let's see here. Cineplex Odeon here in GTA, that's Toronto, is the one we frequent. Okay. I don't know much about Cineplex Odeon, but I don't know what their snack fare is there. Mikey must have been, or Mickey must have been. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you did mean Mikey. Must have been going to the movie theater that has a hole in the popcorn bucket. That's funny. Okay, I can't wait to make this a rip on how bad Tron Ares was looking back on it. Okay, so you didn't care for Tron Ares. I'm glad to hear that. I mean, not that I'm glad you didn't like something or that it wasn't enjoyable to you, but I'm glad to know that you are discerning and you don't just like something because it's got a name slapped on it that's a franchise you happen to like so many Star Wars fans are. Ooh, another Star Wars movie. I'm so excited. I don't care if it completely undoes canon. American movie companies only get 22% of the Chinese box office. And from that 22%, they have to pay 15% to the Chinese government. Wow. Yeah, that's kind of the way it works, isn't it? Kind of the way it works. It's shocking. It's shocking. Yeah, I said 10 out of 10 at the time, but no, I'm not on that level. Yeah, I've found many movies that I was more positive about. And then as you think about them a little bit more, you're like, wait a minute. You know what? Let's put a pin in this topic. We'll come back to it on the other side of the promos. I got some thoughts on that. Give me just under 3 minutes here.
You are watching Liquid Lunch, streaming every weekday at noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. Let's sip together. Every Monday night is Members Night at the movies on Last Call. Members enjoy an exclusive watch party just for them, and you can join too for as little as $1.99 a month. This week, the members are voting in a poll of 4 non-linear stories of varying degrees of complexity, and the current results are fairly evenly distributed. Members, go vote, and then join us Monday at 9 Central, 10 Eastern. And if you're not a member, please consider it. It really helps support what we do here at Last Call. Thanks. Dive into the eerie, surreal world of Twin Peaks with us every Tuesday. Join passionate superfans as we unravel mysteries, decode Lynchian symbolism, and sip some damn fine coffee together. Whether you're a Black Lodge veteran or a curious newcomer, our live discussions on YouTube and X will keep you hooked. Come join the conversation. Who killed Laura Palmer? Let's find out together on Deleted Scenes and Affiliates every Tuesday evening at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern.
This week on Last Call presents the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Dr. Watson is shocked to learn that his good friend Sherlock Holmes has a brother, Mycroft, and that they are on their way to meet him on an urgent matter. Mr. Mellas, who was roused from his sleep in the middle of the night and required to interpret for a man who was clearly being held against his will, informs Holmes, Mycroft and Watson that they must move quickly if they are to prevent a murder. How can Holmes assist the Greek interpreter? We'll find out Tuesday at 9 Central, 10 Eastern.
This week on Retro Cinema, Ryan Reynolds stars as reckless test pilot Hal Jordan, who is granted an alien ring that bestows him with otherworldly powers and is inducted into an intergalactic police force. In our darkest hour, there will be light. It's Green Lantern, this Saturday at 9 Central, 10 Eastern on Netters Network.
Every Sunday evening, Aged Boomer and Last Call with Troy Pacelli bring you the rundown of the week's geek news, or at least what they think is interesting. You may have heard about it elsewhere, but Boomer and Pacelli spin it like only two old geezers can. It's Geeky Geezers, every Sunday evening at 8 Central, 9 Eastern.
We now return to our liquid lunch.
So while those promos were playing, specifically during the Sherlock Holmes promo, Netter brought down a package that was delivered to me. A replacement of a book I had as a younger guy. It's a bit beaten up, but that's fine because mine was too. So I have my replacement of the original illustrated Sherlock Holmes. And you guys also know that I do a lot of these custom Mego action figures. And I just picked up this, so I'm sure you can probably figure out what one of my next upcoming, these kind of overlap each other. You probably can't. Yeah, there is a Meerschaum Calabash pipe in there as well. So you guys might guess what one of my next customs is. I want it to be Jeremy Brett. So I'm going to be seeing if I can source a 3D sculpt of the head. Otherwise, I don't know. I'm going to have to see what I can come up with. I'm also going to have to figure out how to I'm probably going to have to sew from scratch a gray Inverness to match that hat. Let's back up here. Pay to play the socialist model. Well, yeah, like pay to pay Blondie. We only liked Tron and Tron Legacy. Ares only featured Jeff Bridges character for less than 10 minutes. Then it was all about Jared Leto, according to one of my best friends, Larry, who's an actor too. So, this was many of the fans' biggest problems. They decided to do a sequel that included none of the characters previously established. And nobody really cares whether or not Flynn is in it or not. But they were more interested, if you saw Legacy, you wanted to know what happened to those characters. It had a very Rise of Skywalker / Last Jedi kind of feel to it. Like you had another filmmaker completely ignoring what the previous filmmaker did when it's supposed to be the same franchise. It's ridiculous. movie theaters need to lower their prices on concessions. I know it's the only profit that they make, but damn, when you buy 2 drinks and a bucket of popcorn and it costs you $40. But let me put it into perspective, Nate. Netter and I stopped at McDonald's the other day. First time, I think, in like 5 years or something like that. And it was over $25 for 2 meals. 2 meals. So that's just the way it is with convenience foods. I don't think it's the theaters. The theaters can't lower their prices on concessions. The margins are just too tight for them. That will not be happening. It's what they have to do to stay viable and stay in business. But I do agree with the previous comment about maybe expanding their menu. In fact, I know there's some theaters here in the city that we don't really go to that have full bars, that have full restaurant attached, and you have it's not a private area, but if you imagine within the auditorium seating, a couple of seats around a table, and then instead of just lines of seats, so that you can have a meal while you're watching a movie. They do have that, but it's a premium price. You know that you're paying for that experience. You want me to talk G.I. Joe one day? I was not as big a G.I. Joe fan as I was other things, but I did have some of the back in the old days, the 12-inch before they shrunk down to the Action Team 9-inch, and then they shrunk again to the 3 3/4 inch in the 80s. That's right. Your Rakasha is smoking a calabash pipe. That's right. To try a family of 4, yeah, well over $100 with tickets. Well, but like I said, a family of 4 going to McDonald's, you'll spend over $100 too with no movie. So think about that, right? Theaters could do food courts like malls. That's actually not a bad idea. I kind of like that. Because then you could get like some Chinese, but my wife wants, I don't know, she wants Wendy's, and someone else wants McDonald's, someone else wants... I mean, you're still going to end up spending ridiculous amounts of money. Or, Auntie Annie's, the hot pretzels and stuff like that. Man, that would be pretty cool. And then you could have your concession stand that's just your popcorn, soda, candy, just the basics, Oh, okay. Yeah, well, you mean kind of like like I'm doing with $6 Million Man, right? Yeah, exactly. The thing about G.I. Joe, though, is that G.I. Joe was, for a brief time period, was already in the 9-inch scale. If you look into the Action Team. And I was into that during my time as a Mego fan. Big Al has a brilliant idea because the theaters can then charge those individual franchises in the food court rent. Exactly. And keep in mind that McDonald's, I don't know, I'm sure it's still the case now, makes their money not so much from the food, but basically as landlords. They buy the property, and then the franchisee has to pay the franchise fee, and they have to pay the the tax and I don't know if it's rent or lease on the property. That's not a bad idea. Theaters might want to start thinking about that model of business. Food courts of the future. And there's another aspect I don't think you guys are thinking about. The extrapolate that idea. The food court, the theater, you open up like an atrium that they're all, around, and you basically bringing back the whole mall concept where people can get together and hang out. You don't even necessarily have to go into the movie. You could come in, get food, hang out with your friends, and then if you decide to go see a movie, then you pay for your ticket and go in and see a movie. That might not be a bad idea. That's really, really cool. Got meals in the Cineplex that you can eat and drink your theater seats too. Yeah. I can't remember. Is it Regal? I can't remember which theater it is that Netter and I go to. It's been so long since we've been to the cinema. They now have standard these reclining seats that are, some of them have heat in them. They're really, really nice. And lots of space. Lots of space. I don't know why I didn't do that with Ghostbusters, because Peter Venkman said in the very first movie, all the Ghostbusters movies coming out now should be different Ghostbusters. Yeah, in different cities and sometimes even different countries, and call it Ghostbusters, the franchise. And that's implied by the real Ghostbusters, that there were Ghostbusters franchises. And that's definitely a concept that the fan community has taken up. Ghostbusters Chicago, Ghostbusters, Cleveland, and so forth. I don't know. But in fairness to the folks at what's the name of the studio, Ghost, whatever it is, they do what they can to play to fan engagement the way Star Trek used to back in the day, and take advantage of that, the way Lucasfilm used to do with the 501st and stuff like that. So yeah, it's the mall concept on a slightly smaller scale. Yeah, because it doesn't have the you wouldn't have the I don't know, Spencer's and the Gap and J.C. Penney's and whatnot. You strip out all the shopping, and you're left with just the food court and the cinema. And I'd be fine with that, to be honest. Oh, it's an AMC. No. I don't mean this one that's right here. I mean the one that's farther north. The cinema, whatever number it is, much lower price than AMC. I can't remember what it's called. The budget one. I believe it's Regal that is the one I go to. Mine also is in the process of getting a liquor license. There you go. Yeah, I think I would enjoy movies more if I could drink heavily. There will always be a mall food court in close proximity to a movie theater. Yeah, I'm just saying that the movie theaters should take advantage of that fact and combine, actually, become the food court, own the mall, so to speak. We eat mostly at Chipotle, then go see a movie with butter layered popcorn occasionally. It's still affordable, but might be less so if prices increase. True. This was another reason that I missed the drive-in. Netter and I used to go to the Cascade Drive-In on North Avenue, And literally driving down 59 to North Avenue, we would pass by a Taco Bell KFC place, and we'd get a bunch of chicken from Netter, and I'd get a couple tacos, and we'd make like a picnic of it. We'd get there early, significantly early. We'd be one of the first cars in line, and we'd have a book, and we would just kind of have a picnic right there in the queue, waiting to get our tickets. That was a lot of fun. And then I'm done. I'll put this away and nibble a little bit more. Once we got in, we'd go to the concessions, get some popcorn, and then when the second feature started, that's usually when they start to close down the concessions. So they start selling things like the hot dogs, the cheeseburgers, and the hot pretzels for like really, really cheap. So I'd go and get a couple things, because I really like their cheeseburgers. I don't know why, and I mean plain cheeseburger sitting under the heat lamp for like 3 hours. I loved them. I really did. Solution to McDonald's and other fast food prices: don't go there. I'd rather go to smaller independent places or Mr. Submarine. Let me tell you something. If we had a Mr. Submarine by us, we'd be going there all the time. But we don't. We only get out there when we drive down south by you, like we did a couple weeks back to visit the graves over at the cemetery. But make your own cheeseburgers at home. You want them more like McDonald's? Sprinkle them with salt. I kid you not. That really is the difference. You fry your burger patty and then sprinkle it with salt. There you got your McDonald's. Boom. Scottsdale 6 was the very last drive-in that existed and that I visited. Do miss them. Yeah, exactly. Scottsdale, Arizona, right. Nibble a little bit more. Oh, yes. Making out of the drive. Well, yeah. Cheeseburger under a headlamp. You just described the governor of Illinois. Yeah. Yeah, that's about right. These politicians. I don't know. Well, that's really all I had for you today. Those were my musings, and now you got me thinking about early 80s, late 70s G.I. Joe action team. I had a G.I. Joe. It was a 9-inch action figure. It had like a black jumpsuit with gold pinstriping and this backpack that held a AA battery, and it powered a light in the middle of his chest. And it was never really 100% clear what it was supposed to do. I mean, obviously it would, light his way in a dungeon or, a tomb or something like that, or a cave. But it was implied to be some sort of a weapon too. And then there was this 9-inch green reptilian creature that also had a light in its chest. And you put the battery into its back. It's like, I don't know if it was supposed to be some sort of a cyborg or something like that. There was also a slightly shorter, like troglodyte, cavemanish type of villain character, and he had the action figure. You'd push on the middle of his back, a button on his back, and his arms would do this, like to grip or to flex. And I had those. I didn't read any of the comics that were related to it or whatever, but I used those as minions for the for the villains with my Mego superheroes and whatnot. Didn't get a lot of the play sets that went with that particular G.I. Joe. Again, I was kind of getting away from the more expensive stuff and starting to get into the Star Wars 3 3/4 inch, which would probably, beg the question, why didn't I get into the 3 3/4 inch O-ring Joes? I just didn't. I realized that I wanted everything Star Wars, and in order to do that, I had to focus and get just those. In fact, to this day, I'm still making these custom action figures that I would never get otherwise because they didn't exist. Like the holiday special and so forth. So that's what happens when you never really grow up. You just get older and have the means to do it for yourself. No dirty jokes there. Anyway, I'm going to start wrapping it up maybe a little bit early because I do have to work. I need to get some. I saw a lot of traction from that short that I did promoting the Doctor Who streams on Sundays. And I am changing the time on that from midnight to 11:30, pulling it back a half hour. Maybe some of you will at least be able to make it for one of the 2 episodes I'm showing on a Sunday night. So I got to change the time, and I'm gonna reshare that and get that going. See if I can't get more people to the channel. I got to do some clips of Geeky Geezers, get those up also so I can free some space up on my hard drive, and start doing more shorts clips, because I'm realizing that is probably the best way to reach audience that we're not already reaching, by sharing out the streams on our own social medias, getting it out there to random people, just, oh, that's interesting, I'll check that channel out. That's what I'm going to have to do. So I want to thank everybody so much for coming and sharing the first. This isn't the first Liquid Lunch of the year, but it's the first Monday of the year. So thank you for sharing this with me. Members, we do still have a poll up. You know what? I'm going to call it right now. Let me go to the channel. Let me go to the poll and see where we are on that. Your videos, my channel posts. Wow, 13 votes. You guys really got it. And this was less than 12 hours ago that I put this up. So you guys really have voted the heck out of this. Looks like, though, it's going to be Sliding Doors by a very narrow margin. And I have to call it now because I really actually have to start getting that stream put up so that tonight at 9 o'clock Central, 10 Eastern, the members can watch Sliding Doors together. VIP members can join me in the studio. And if you're not a member, consider it. You can become a member for as little as $2 a month. I think almost everyone here in the chat is actually already a member. You are loyal, faithful, and supportive of this channel. That's why I can still be here. Super appreciate every single one of you. And that's it, guys. Take care of yourselves. Stay hydrated. Drink responsibly. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Hope to see you again real soon.
So here's to the daylight, the drinks and the fun, our liquid lunch, till the next one comes. With a wink and a smile, we'll be back real soon, chasing that jazz under the high noon.